Good afternoon.
Yeah, morning, evening, whatever it is. Welcome to this episode of the podcast. I think you're really going to like this. Here's the preview of what you're going to hear.
Yeah, we have a special guest today.
What makes this guest so special?
Her needs?
What?
Yeah, we'll figure that out later.
Lots of good stuff. So go into some embarrassing moment stories.
Yeah, you just go in a circle.
But, I mean, some of these were pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, like, namely the one from you.
Oh my gosh, just seriously, think about it, cringeworthy. I'm so sorry, Ryan and Crystal. I am sorry.
Yeah. We talk about...
Predators?
Yeah, predators. What do you think of when you hear the word predator?
We also define what a lady is.
Yeah, so listen in. You want to hear that?
Yeah,
part.
the society needs this now.
We also talk about very helpful parenting tips. So, yeah,
ways to raise a child that will need therapy in the future.
Yeah. All right, Brandon,
hit it. Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon.
Well, hello.
All right, welcome back. I'm really excited for today's episode. This is going to be great.
Yeah, we have a special guest
today. We have
today.
a special guest. We're not going to bring her in quite yet, but we do have a guest, and she is special.
And very special. Like,
I mean, honestly.
Not just like on this podcast, her needs too. You know?
All right, so before we bring her in, I have a story I got to tell.
Okay.
So our very first episode of the podcast, I talked about the Christmas gift that you guys gave me.
Yeah, it was like a photo shoot.
Yeah, the photo shoot. You guys went to JCPenney all wearing denim.
Yeah.
All right, this past week I had, for whatever reason at work, I had to have a lady come in to do an audit of my office to make sure that we are following proper security protocols. Like the computer's locked, the filing cabinet is locked, and then she had to take pictures of my office.
So
she's taking pictures, and then I have that picture framed in my office.
Oh, yeah. And
she's taking a picture of the filing cabinet, and she sees that picture.
Yeah.
And she says, what do you think she said?
Who the heck are those people?
That's what she should have said.
Yeah.
Instead, she goes, oh, what a lovely family you have. I was like, oh, thank you. Because I have another picture that we took the year before.
Yeah.
And it's a really good picture, but that was not what she was looking at during the comment. It was definitely the JCPenney Canadian tuxedo picture.
She might just be like that type of person that loves to take photo ops in denim.
And you know what? I think she was. And she was a lovely individual. So, if she happens to come across this, thank you. My family is lovely.
Yeah.
And especially, just when they're dressed up like that, they're especially lovely.
So our special guest is...
Oh, are we ready to introduce her?
I don't know.
I have known her as long as I can remember. It's at least been 21 years.
Oh, can you see... That's as long as you can remember the past 21 years?
Yeah, there's been
nothing before.
But she is wonderful. She is, as you said, very special needs.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody in our family needs their back scratched more than her, I don't know who that would be.
Yeah, and now introducing Addison Haldeman.
No, Addison Ruiz.
Oh, Ruiz.
Remember, she got married. She changed it. She's like, I'm done with these guys. Welcome to the podcast, Addison.
Hello. I'm happy to be here.
So, look, is the magic gone now that you see the inner workings of this podcast?
No, honestly, it's kind of funny because you guys turned your podcast voice on, and I'm not really prepared for this, but here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean podcast voice?
Well, you guys are talking beforehand, and you have these normal voices, and all of a sudden it starts, and Jonathan's like, well, hello. I'm pretty sure that's not what you sound like when we leave this room.
Yeah. Usually I always that was a good podcast. Goodbye.
All right, so typically when we have guests on the podcast, it's because they have some sort of innate value, something they can bring to the stories, something funny that's happened, and you are no exception.
I guess
Ralph
so.
was an exception. Ralph didn't have a lot of funny things, but you were no exception.
Ralph, I think Ralph's the specialer one.
So let's about Ralph. Let's just start off with a hard-hitting question.
Oh, brother.
And so I told you we were going to ask you some hard-hitting questions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you're going to go with this one, but me and Jonathan, we know what the answer is.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Already.
So the question is, what is a woman?
Well, have you watched that video or the movie
Oh, yeah,
or whatever?
I
What
know
is
that
a woman?
video.
I
Oh.
think that
Oh,
sums
no.
it up pretty good. So I guess that.
Well,
could be
you're
my
wrong.
answer.
You're wrong. You're wrong
Oh.
in so many ways. In fact, how would you define a woman?
I would define a woman. She can take what Tom Jones dishes up.
I don't even know what that means.
So do you know who Tom Jones is? He's a singer,
Yeah.
and he has the song "She's a Lady."
Yeah.
Oh, I do know that song.
Yeah.
Very well, actually.
Yeah, and we've come to the conclusion that if you can do the things that Tom Jones outlines in that song, then you are a woman
Yep.
Okay.
or a lady, either one.
Yeah.
I like it.
So that's our definition.
Yeah. Cats and Cradle podcast definition. We're gonna start our own dictionary.
Copyrighted. Yeah. Woman. Whatever Tom Jones says.
The CNC dictionary.
But it's interesting because as we were talking about, we were laughing about this when we drove up to visit you a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We heard that song. We're like, dude, that's what a woman is.
Oh my gosh.
But then Lenny Kravitz has a song "Lady." There's and then
Yeah.
the Styx or whatever have a song "Lady."
Yeah. It's crazy.
There's lots of definitions of
yeah.
ladies.
Yeah.
I guess not really women, but ladies.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to next question.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and hit up some of our most embarrassing moments.
Oh, well, I got a lot.
Let's go number one. Let's do two of these because that's where I kind of think we're gonna go.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just start with my earliest embarrassing moment. I feel like you guys have mentioned this on the podcast before, but I had a piano recital, so I'm playing my music.
Yeah.
And conveniently beforehand,
It was hot.
you decided to turn on the AC. And
It was hot.
So the way the piano's positioned, there's the air vents right above the piano blowing at my face, and my piano music was loose leaf paper and it was not taped together.
Yeah.
And so the piano music just starts slowly falling off after I've gotten the intro kind of done. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't just pick it up and leave. So I bend over to pick up my piano music and I smack my head on the piano, and there's a video, and all of a sudden, I'm playing my music, I stop because my piano music has fallen, and there's a big bong. And then you can hear people laughing in the background. And I just pick it back up and I just start playing again. And
I think the music actually fell again.
I don't think that it did, because I think my piano teacher came up and was holding it up at that point.
So I think it fell. You donged. It fell. Then she held it up. I don't know. That's my memory of it.
I don't remember.
No,
we have the video,
that'd be
so
so
we can
funny
go
if
back
it's
and rewatch it.
Bam!
Yeah, it's so embarrassing.
And we could all see it happening, not the headbutt, but the music falling. It was slow motion for all of us.
Yeah. That I think we talked about this when I was at my jazz concert or whatever, and I was playing piano, and then my music just
Starts, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, poop. What am I gonna do?
Well, it's the worst nightmare. You're well, I've been practicing for this big moment for months, and then what are you gonna do except be embarrassed in front of a crowd of people?
No, I actually didn't get embarrassed. I memorized my music.
I know.
That's
I did
funny.
it.
That's fascinating that you memorized it. Because if I recall correctly, and I forget things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think Addison's piano teacher encouraged the memorization.
I think I was probably one of the only people who did not have my music memorized.
And let that be a lesson to us all.
Yeah.
That or tape your music.
Yeah.
Either or.
Yeah.
Memorize with tape, either one.
Instead of just one page falling down, they all fall down together.
That's better.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so that's number one. Let's go with number two.
I know for a fact this story has already been brought up, and it is the story of me taking a stalker picture of somebody at a dinner table of people, and unfortunately, because of Jonathan, I was caught.
I have a good eye.
That was really embarrassing. We were just all eating dinner, and my best friend, she lived in Texas, and so of course there's a keyboard at our dinner table, and I have to share this moment with her. Yeah. And the only way to do that is to take a picture of him and send it on over to her. And this was something that we often did, like at grocery stores, and so
you just often take stalker pics.
Do you still take stalker pics?
No, actually, that's probably a lie. I think I probably send Brandon stalker pictures nowadays. And so I had to take a picture of him, of course, and send it to her. But before I could send it to her, Jonathan looks over my shoulder and goes, "Hey, Addison, isn't that a picture of Gunnar on your phone?" And I'm just like, "Jonathan, you idiot. Why would you ever say that?" And so then everybody's like, "Show us your phone, Addison." And so I'm pretty much a tech genius and was able to delete the picture off my phone and know that everybody was going to say, "Well, show us your recently deleted." And so I went in there too and deleted that.
So, and this is to me, like, parents, don't ever think, I caught my son red-handed, I know I get him. Like, this was in rapid succession. I mean, it was literally like...
It really was. Hey, I was doing it under the table while you guys were like, "Oh, show me your phone."
It was like, "Addis, why are you taking pictures?" And then at that moment, you're probably deleting and then deleting the deleting. Like, I'm talking like in probably less than 10 seconds, if not faster.
Yeah, it was really fast. I was pretty impressed. That was really impressive, I would have to say.
The Holy Ghost was with you.
Embarrassing moment, but also proudest moment, you know?
So I say we just go in a circle. That is your turn.
Most embarrassing moments?
Yeah, in your life.
Well, we're not done with this story yet.
Oh.
Because at the end of the evening, he's leaving.
Yeah, this was even worse. And then Jonathan saying anything.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Hey, if you still want that picture."
And it's like, thanks to make a more embarrassing moment more embarrassing.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's pretty rizzy right there.
That's pretty rizzy.
All right, so I don't really... My most embarrassing moment, I think I've shared this when I was on a date when I was 16, 17, and I threw up on the zipper. That's probably my most embarrassing moment.
Yeah. Actually, you just threw up.
Yeah.
And what's your second most embarrassing moment?
You have to come back to me.
Okay, you're just like that type of guy that doesn't get embarrassed that much.
Honestly, I mean, it's kind of like there's been so many things that actually no. Oh, Ryan, I'm so sorry, and Crystal too. Ryan's a pretty regular listener, so shout out to Ryan Miller.
Oh, nice.
Lives in Utah, so I'm his best man at his wedding. This is so stupid. And we are having a wedding reception in La Jolla, California, the La Jolla Country Club. So this is ritzy, bougie, like rich people, like people that like probably just have their nose higher than us because they're better than us.
Yeah, they probably have their furniture pretty far off the walls.
Yeah. So that's a good.
Yeah.
And so they say to me like about 5 minutes before this happens, they say, "Hey, you're the best man, so you have to give a toast." And I said to them, "What do you want me to say?" And they said, "Say whatever you want." I'm like, "Whatever? Okay, I can do that."
Bad thing to say to you.
And you would think, like, I'm probably 22 years old at this moment, so I should be more mature than I am, but I'm an idiot. Like, I am so stupid. And even, like, I'm just embarrassed thinking about this.
Yeah.
This is my most embarrassing moment. This supersedes the throwing up on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So I get up and I said, "Hey, it's wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for coming out to support Ryan and Crystal. We love you guys. But it's amazing that we are able to gather here today based on how their relationship started."
Wait, how did it start?
And so that people obviously have that question. So I decided to let me tell you what happened. So they're on their first date.
Yeah.
And they went out to eat. And Ryan loves Mexican food. So, of course, they had to go to a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
Well, Crystal had too many beans.
Oh.
And as they're driving home, Crystal couldn't help but let one accidentally slip out. And it was so stinky that they had to pull over the truck to air it out. And then I said, "Crystal will deny this till the day she dies." She goes, "That is not not true. Like, and I'm like, she's denying it already. And I said, but if their relationship can overcome obstacles like that, there's nothing that they can't overcome. To Ryan and Crystal.
That's so terrible.
It is so cringy. And the worst part is, that's not true at all. I completely made everything up. That is a fakest story.
Oh my gosh.
Could you imagine? Like she doesn't know him. Like her stepdad and mom, like they're up there in this upper class, wealthy. I mean, just totally know your audience. Yeah. Know your audience. I'm sorry, Crystal. I apologize. All right, Jonathan, you're up, brother.
I forgot. Okay. We were doing like this service project, and David was chasing me. Well, he wasn't really chasing me, but I like ran, and I went, and I was like hiding, and I went in like to behind these bushes, and I'm like sitting down, and I'm like, what the heck? It smells weird. And so I sit down, and I'm like, what the heck? What am I sitting on? And so I smell it, and I sat in poop.
But not just like animal
Not like
poop.
dog poop.
No, it was like
homeless man poop.
Yeah, it was like, okay, imagine like a homeless man.
Permanent camper.
Yeah, my bad.
Outdoorsman.
Yeah. Imagine a permanent camper went and ate the maxest amount of Taco Bell.
He ate
then he decided he wants to come to this bush where a kid might hide one day, and he just likes to, and he oh my gosh, and then I thank goodness I brought my blanket in the car, and so I had to walk through. The church, and there's like a bunch of old people inside, and I have like no pants on, and I have
with your blanket wrapped around your waist,
and everybody's like giving me like awkward side eyes, and like, who's the hobo walking through the?
So it's funny because I remember I'm like Randy's like, I gotta go. I'm like why do you gotta leave? Like, where are we leaving? And she's like, Jonathan sat in poop. I'm like. I'm like, what? And she's like, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm like, I'll see you at home.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty wild ride.
I mean, you were probably, 6 when that happened?
No, wait, what? No, I was not 6. I was like 8 or 7.
There's no way. You were probably 7 would have been maybe the oldest.
I don't know.
All right, do you have another embarrassing moment you're going to share?
I'm trying to think.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
All right, so this is something I want to ask since I went to Nashville. So they have a hockey team.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
And I probably shouldn't even preface this in this manner, but if I told you like, hey, our mascot is the Predators, what do you think of? What do you naturally think of when you hear Predator?
The movie.
Okay, you think of the movie. What do you think of?
Like a group of mean animals. Like I don't know.
Okay, then maybe I'm the weird one. Because I naturally, because of Dateline, To Catch a Predator, that's where I go.
You're like a picture of an evil man.
Like trying to get like a 13-year-old to come over, you know? Yeah. Like, hey, we're the Nashville Predators. All right.
That isn't pretty. That doesn't make sense.
All right. Thank you, Dateline NBC, for ruining it. Have you ever seen those To Catch a Predators?
Oh, yeah.
They're terrible. I can't believe some guy gets caught like trying to get a young kid to do inappropriate things, and he just sits there for an interview for like 20 minutes afterwards.
I know.
He's like, yeah, I'll just tell you how I did it. I'm not going to jail, right?
The guy's like, you're free to go at any... Like, seriously, he says you are free to go at any time, not knowing that right outside the door there's cops waiting to arrest this guy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, me and Jonathan, we did a burger, I'll say taste test. It wasn't like a blind taste test because...
We just kind of found 2 burgers on the road and just ate them.
So we were watching TV. Burger King has been advertising their Whopper a ton.
Yeah.
And Jonathan said...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, he said, I've never had a Whopper before. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And then I said, have you ever had a Big Mac? And he said, yeah. And so I said, all right, we got to do a burger taste test. Not that we don't know what they taste like, but to determine which burger is the best burger.
Yeah.
And so that's what we only had 2 of them. We got to do like Wendy's Famous Dave. We got to do...
I've never had a Famous Dave.
Seriously?
No.
Probably got to do like a Carl's Jr. Western Bacon Cheeseburger.
Never had that either.
Okay, so 2 more burgers add to it. So we had a Big Mac and a Whopper.
Yeah.
All right, so the test has been done. The results are in. Jonathan, between those two, you would prefer which one?
The Whopper. Is that the right one? Right?
That's the one you...
Oh, yeah.
That's the right one.
You tell me. It's your answer.
It's the one that looked like it got sat on.
Yeah, that'd be the Whopper.
Yeah, okay.
The issue I think we both had, it was mush. Like the Big Mac was big and fluffy.
Yeah, and it looked like plastic.
Yeah, the bun was like plasticky looking.
Fake.
Probably a lot of preservatives in that. We might have cancer now because of it.
E. coli.
Potentially.
Yeah.
The problem we had with the Whopper was like all the fixings were in the middle. There was like all the tomatoes, all the
Pickles and stuff. It was just
right in the middle.
Ugh. And then the mayo was all on the outside and stuff. Ugh.
Like they didn't spread out well. But I think do you remember what your comment was about when you took a bite of the Whopper?
It tastes like it was flame grilled.
Yeah, which is the point. So then I'm telling Addison about this. And I said, Addison, yeah, we had the Whopper, and Addison says, I don't think I've ever had a Whopper. And then she said, I don't think I've been to Burger King since.
I was 4 years old.
So go ahead and tell us the story. Once upon a time.
So me and Aubrey were playing in like the little playground area that they have in Burger King.
Yeah.
And Aubrey goes down a slide. And all of a sudden, she just starts yelling. She goes, I stepped in poo! And I'm like, no, like you probably, she goes, it's on my foot right now! And she's like crying and has like poop on her foot from like some kid that like went poop on the slide. So ever since
Watch
then,
out, I'm going next, head first.
Ever since then, I've never gone to Burger King.
Play places are nasty.
Yeah, play places are like if we think COVID was bad and the mask and all that stuff, like the crackdown needs to go into those playgrounds.
Yeah, just like they're
so
like
gross.
allowing people to go to like fast food restaurants and they're okay, kid, go on inside the play place. They all come back with like 13 different diseases.
Nobody's washing hands before they're
No.
like putting their food in their face.
Yeah.
No.
So are you willing to try Burger King?
I will try. Well, because the other day I saw a commercial for Burger King and I was like, man, that is actually looking pretty good. So I'll try it, but no promises after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember one time I went to Burger King and I got a breakfast burrito. Nope.
Well, maybe you've changed my mind.
Yeah.
So what's funny about this episode is in the future, this episode of any episode might have to get edited or deleted.
Yeah.
Because after we win Family Podcast of the Year
And comedy podcast.
and McDonald's and or Burger King want to sponsor us, we're gonna have to
We have to
edit.
hide our tracks.
We're gonna have to choose between one of them. And
Yeah, whichever offer's bigger, we'll just we
Yeah.
can at that point we'll have like a real production staff. We can modify it however we want.
Yeah. Well, we do have a real production staff.
We do.
His
Be
name
Dizzle.
is Brandon.
Be Dizzle Incorporated.
Yeah.
All right, so you're in town for Thanksgiving. We are happy to have you. We are thrilled to have grandbaby Eliza in our home with us. I was able to just hold her for like last hour, and she was loving watching Jonathan play the guitar and play the piano. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of just like a musical wizard these days.
Indeed, you are.
But I also know that family vacations can often be treacherous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How did you figure that out, Dad?
Well, we've been on a few family vacations. We were talking about this a little bit yesterday.
This is a good transition.
And so, yeah, this is the segue.
Yeah.
And so go ahead, Addison. Why don't you relive a certain vacation?
Okay. Is it Tour de Utah?
This was
California.
We did
Okay.
We did Beach House.
What
we
is
might
the
have,
year? What is the year?
I don't
It was probably
even
10
know.
years ago, so whatever that is. Nobody knows the math on
The
that.
year is 2014.
Probably summer 2014.
Yeah. It's like after probably like a week-long vacation, we're all sick and tired of each other. And
There was good times.
yeah, but it's
Jonathan got a girlfriend on this trip.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
At 3 years old.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so to kind of set the scene, we're driving a minivan
Oh.
and I'm sitting in the back middle and I like to put my feet on the seats, like the armrests in front of me.
Yeah.
Both of my feet. So whoever's sitting in the middle, they're surrounded by my feet. And David was sitting right in the middle. And he was not having my feet there. He was, like, yelling at me, and, like, I was yelling at him, and we were, like, I wanted my feet there, and he did not want my feet there.
Yeah.
And so, all of a sudden, there's this, like, little mailbox area. We're in the complete middle of nowhere, so I don't really know why there's, like, mailboxes.
So we were coming from Big Bear, California, so you got to go from the mountains to eventually get to the freeway.
Yeah.
And so you are, like, in the middle of, like, it's some... Who knows what township? It's probably Predatorville, USA.
So all of a sudden, Dad pulls over and he's like, "Get out of the car!" And so me and David get out of the car. On our way out, our butts are being spanked, and he's like, "Have fun," and like drives away. So me and David are sitting here. At least I was crying. According to David, he was planning his next moves of the homeless life. But
Dave's
we're like crying.
I'm gonna get a car. I'm just gonna live in it for the rest of my life.
Aubrey is in the backseat of the car screaming at Dad, saying, "If they die, I'll never love you again," or whatever she's saying. And everybody is just so mad at Dad for dropping two of his kids off in the middle of the desert and leaving us.
And so I mean, total parent fail, right? I mean, it's like as tough as like the family vacations are wonderful and terrible at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like we're eating food that we don't normally eat. We're eating more sugar than we normally eat. And so like we're naturally more impatient than we are. There's less sleep. It's family vacations can be tough. And like, I think the second half of this vacation, we were like camping kind of, right? We were at Big Bear camping. I say camping, we were roughing it like in this log cabin thing, but I mean, we weren't sleeping super good. Yeah. And so there's a fatigue factor. There's like, let's just try and get home. And then you're like, why are you fighting over the dumbest thing? Either just put your feet down, Addison, or David, just deal with it because they've been there for a long time now. Like, who cares? And so, yeah, I flip a lid. It was funny because when we were talking about this, I asked Renee, I said, what were you thinking at the time? Do you remember what she said?
She said something like, "You're an idiot."
and like in my mind, I was under control. I'm like, I'm just going to like scare him, you know? Like I'm just going to drive down the road for a minute. I'm going 60 miles an hour. So I'm going to get a mile down the road. So it's far enough where they think, all right, Dad's serious. He's really going to leave.
All I remember though is there was like a bend in the road. So we couldn't see your car anymore. And so it's like, Dad's gone. Like we can't even see him anymore. He's left us here to die.
Will you ever employ that parenting method with your kids?
No, I won't. And Brandon, he was like, "Addison, is it okay if I do that one day?" And I go, "No, you're never, ever doing that."
I seriously, I mean, looking back,
it was so
so
funny.
stupid and so, I mean, I'm glad you can laugh at it now.
Good podcast moment.
Yeah. So kids, the lesson here is get along in the car.
Yeah. Me and Ralph were probably like, "What the heck? Where'd Addie go?" And where'd Addie and David go? And Aubrey screaming like, "What? Aubrey, calm down."
Aubrey, it's cool. We got plenty of room. I mean, it was seriously. I remember Aubrey being so mad. She's like, "If anything happens to Dad, I will never forgive you." Like good sister moment right there.
Yeah. Thanks, Obs.
Pull the car over. I'm going back for this.
All right, this is probably a good time to bring up our sponsor here.
We're sponsored by Doc R. Haldeman, LLC, and you can find her at 702-258. How do you finish the last part?
I have no idea.
7860. She's with Renaissance Health Center. She's bringing you happiness and healing in a myriad of ways.
Yeah.
Addison's a fan of the acupuncture art. Why don't you do any testimony you want to give?
It really works.
All right. I think that's all we need. Honestly.
It really does work. It's helped me with a lot of different health issues. So
yeah, we don't want to go any HIPAA violations. We won't go into details. No. Yep. But it does help.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, this podcast is also brought to us by Cinemark.
Yeah, not really, but basically.
Basically, it should be. Will be one day.
Yeah.
So go to Cinemark, get the movie pass, $10 a month, movie ticket.
There's something you tried.
I did something I've never done before. This has been a fantasy, like a dream of mine.
So
he dreams. He goes to sleep and He's
It's
like,
what he
it's like
thinks
he's
about.
there.
It's like one day, it's like some people like, I want to be a professional athlete or a musician or whatever.
Yeah.
And my dream was, I want to go to the movies all by myself.
So you finally worked up the guts and did it.
I finally did it. You know what? It was good. It was good.
But what tell us about the movie.
I don't even remember the movie. It was like a real one. I don't know what it was called. It was fine. The movie was fine.
Yeah.
The preview. If you watched the preview to it, then it was basically you got the movie and it was good.
Yeah, that's like...
It was a rating of a good. 3 to 3.5
Oh, that's
Out
bad.
of
No, that's...
5 or 10.
out of 5.
No, that's out of 10, Dad. Everything is out of 10.
And it was a 6.5 to 7.
Oh, no, you already... And 1 is the best.
All right. Well, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, we redid the garage.
Oh yeah, we redid like there was some gym flooring in the garage. We had to rip it up because it was
Terrible and watery.
we had like a soft water softener thing, so it was like salty and
Exploded and...
boom. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
blew up the house. It's okay, though. We're just in an RV right now.
The home gym is looking good now.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it time to wrap things up?
It might be. Addison, any parting words from you?
No, so glad that I can join you guys.
Yep. I'm so glad you can join us too.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, having you on this has been a real pleasure, and we love it. We're glad that we were able to define what a lady is.
Yeah,
And a woman, kind of.
Still don't really think we got the definition, but
Well, she's all you'd ever want. She's the kind you like to flaunt and take to dinner.
Yeah. She's a lady.
She's got style, she's got grace, and she always knows her place.
and she's a lady.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
She's a lady.
Talking about,
My little lady.
and the lady is mine.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Goodbye.
All right, see ya.